Why, howdy do, folks. Welcome to the Q&A. I have finally implemented some kind of visual thing, so now you guys can finally see what comment it is that I'm responding to. I don't know why people want this, but hey, there you go. You can all suck my dick now. Anyway, I kind of limited it to 1 question per person, not 100. So if someone asks like 2 things, then I'll be like, fuck this. I'll move on and dismiss whatever the hell you said. So let's begin. That is not a question. Bad comment. Bad. That's also a bad comment. There you go. Finally a question. Cornhub, why you smell? I think all living creatures have some kind of scent to them, so that's why. It's just, you know, my body existing. You know, even if I was dead, it'd smell like way worse. So I think that's just a natural thing. Let's see. How did you get into YouTube? I think it was like 2005 or 2006. I was like 9 years old or something. And I found this website. I actually found like a Sims 2 music video thing back when I played The Sims. And some person like made a bunch of like Sims shit. And I was like, this is cool, I want to let them know I like this. So I tried to comment and it wouldn't allow me, so I made an account and then I left a comment and then things just spiraled out of control and I started making fucking terrible videos. And here I am, like a decade later. Warfresh, I haven't seen you in like fucking ages. I thought you were dead. How tall are you at the moment? It's a serious question, I love you too. Oh god, I don't know, feet, maybe like 5'9". I don't know how feet work. Like, you know, the system of measure. But I think it's something around those areas. Yeah. The corn fucking shit. What advice do you give to someone starting out modding for Bully? My advice is, don't associate yourself with assholes. You know, because there are a set few of people that love to fuck others over and love to, you know, basically bully you. Not just like in the fucking game, I mean like actually get shit on you and use it against you. Now this is not a common thing, but it is something that has happened and will happen repeatedly if, you know, if you continue to give in. So what I'd say is, you know, kind of be wary of like who you befriend in the community, because you're gonna make friends eventually if you start modding. Just make sure like that they're cool people. And I think that's not really a difficult thing to do, because, you know, they will easily like display signs of general sadism and shit. So be nice is my advice, and be nice to nice people. Do you think that do I think that I'm gonna succeed on YouTube? I mean, that depends on how you define success, or like what your standard for success on YouTube is. If you mean like, you know, famous E-fame, you know, SWEGTA known like globally and shit, with like 1 million subs and all, then no, I'm never gonna be that relevant, sadly. But no, perhaps maybe I'll die after I've reached 100,000 subs or so. Who fucking knows? My channel is not growing very fast, but perhaps one day when I'm like in my fucking 60s or 70s. Only time will tell. AC299, hey SWEGTA, big fan and friend on Xbox. I was wondering what music you listen to. There was a message on the Xbox where I heard Alice in Chains. So yeah, my question is, what music do you listen to? Bye, love you. I love you too. Yeah, Alice in Chains is cool. I don't really have like anything from their discography though. I have a few songs, but like that's yeah. I mean, like, they're cool. Aside from that, like, if I were to just like throw out names, I'd have to say Marilyn Manson, Limp Bizkit, you know, Korn, System of a Down, you know, and I like a lot of old school shit too. Like, I like the Beatles. I like Creedence Clearwater Revival, and a few other things. Like, it's a fucking orgy of different flavors. So I'd say that to some extent, if you want to get into like my favorite fucking sound ever, then I have to say probably Limp Bizkit, despite how cringeworthy it is to admit that. But you know, I like the variety that they offer in terms of sound and feel. So yeah, probably that. When is your birthday? Asks Empirical. It's September 25th. What time do you think Picho will be out? If you're referring to like the new episode, then I don't. I mean, like I've made maybe like 20% of it, so it's not dead, but it's just kind of on hold. You know, I still have the project files just in case I want to alter something, but it's not a big priority at the moment. I think Insanity Edition like overrides it in terms of how I prioritize my projects, but yeah, hopefully soon. Which band is better, AC/DC or Metallica? If you're asking me like what I personally think, or what I, you know, if I were to like pose an argument like this is why Metallica or AC/DC is better than like the former or something, or if you mean like what's your personal taste, which one do you prefer, then I prefer AC/DC, to be honest. I feel like I don't know, they just have a way more likable sound, and they have like a less douchey feel to them. But I like Metallica as well. I think they're cool. But AC/DC totally. Hound. Right. What are your thoughts on David Bowie's passing? I mean, like, I was never a big David Bowie fan, but I know I had family members who were like kind of upset about it. So it kind of reflects, but I don't know. Like, I liked a couple of his songs, but I was like never invested. I know he was a very like talented person, and it's a shame that he died. So that's kind of my feelings in a nutshell. Dinner place PC. Breakfast or lunch? Why not both? Just have brunch. That's what I do. Because I don't want to bother getting up, eating something, and then waiting, and then eating again. Just eat whenever I need nutrition or something. I don't know, I have a very like sporadic schedule in terms of food. Vibe Stubbs. Do you want Bully 2 as much as me? Lol, love the videos. Thanks, mate. Yeah, fine. I like one Bully 2, please. I'll take it shaken, not stirred. Lol. With a beautiful green thing of a profile picture. Why do you care so much about Bully? I wouldn't say that I'm like invested in it, like this is something I'm passionate about. Like it's more like just a fun game, you know? It's an interest. That's kind of it. Mr. All Gaming. What is the biggest mod you have made / worked on or currently working on? I'd say bullshit, but something that I contribute to, even like I don't work on it, but I contribute to it occasionally, which is Bully MP. I've made like the menu backgrounds, and I've had like, you know, kind of an advisory role. But aside from that, it's not really a whole lot. I'd say that bullshit probably in terms of things that I myself with the boss work on. You know, like I'm deep balls inside of the code and shit. But like, if you're just talking about stuff that like I have an input in the eventual outcome, then I'd say Bully MP. Funky buys Benos cat. Do you think Bully 2 should have the same graphics as Bully SC? Like textures, nothing new like GTA 5. By the way, I love your channel, keep up the good work. I don't think they should. I think they should update the engine. Because Game Biro or Game Briar, whatever the hell it's called, I mean, like, it's outdated. It's overstayed its welcome. So, I think to keep up with the times and make sure that, you know, you're with the program, you're gonna have to update your visuals. I don't think that graphics are like a big priority, but in terms of just like overall, you know, relevance, you gotta maintain what's popular, which is, you know, games looking good. That's kind of it. I mean, like, even if they had released it looking exactly like Scholarship Edition, I wouldn't give a fuck, because I like the Scholarship Edition and Kenneth Cam edit art styles. It's very it feels like San Andreas 2.0 kind of. You know, like it was like the in-between process of GTA SA and GTA 4. Like in between was the Bully Scholarship Edition, and you see that bridge building between them graphically. Because take away Bully and it kind of awkwardly shifts from like kind of a cartoony look almost because of the low textures and you know, shit like that. And then it just jumps to this next gen, you know, here's like this high quality fucking game. King of Stillwater boss. Do you have a girlfriend? If so, then how long have you been together? I don't anymore. It's sad. My Scar. Will you be doing face cams on Bully gameplay? I don't see the point of face cams, so probably not. I mean, like, aside from maybe a live stream or something, when people can see me, like, if I walk away, or if I, you know, do hand gestures as I talk in order to, like, make, you know, communication more fluent, then no, I don't see the point, because I'm just kind of sitting there with a Xbox controller and going like, yeah, you know, fucking Insanity Edition. But yeah. And it would also, like, make the process of making Insanity Edition, like, way more tedious. Big Toe Chambers, what is your favorite series you have done? I'd say, I mean, like, occasionally I'll check something out and I'll be like, this was a good idea, I should have continued working on this. But then I look at, like, maybe something like Peach Show and I'm like, this is probably the most successful thing I've done. At least, like, in terms of reception and how people, you know, like it. But I don't know, it's kind of like locked between Undead and Peach Show, but who knows. But yeah. Noah the Gamer, or Teg Gamer. What is your least favorite Limp Bizkit albums? God, I love these questions. I love music questions overall, so if I do another Q&A, feel free to, like, ask me about music. I'd probably say results may vary. Greatest hits, even though that's a compilation album, it still has 3 new songs that are kind of mediocre. The only one I liked was the Why, but results may vary. Greatest hits, and I don't know if I should say this because I kind of like it, but I kind of don't listen to it a whole lot. It's The Unquestionable Truth Part 1, which was a fucking failure. You know, I've seen interviews with, like, Wes Borland being like, you know, I try to lead the band and it failed, and you know, the album barely sold at all. Fred Durst didn't even want them to promote it, you know, via advertisement, so it didn't sell well at all. I think it was like 70,000 copies in the first week. You know, in comparison to that of, like, Chocolate Starfish, which sold like over 1 million in the first week. You know, you go from 1 million to 70,000, and you kind of see how the quality has gone down, and now people are, like, kind of starting to get bored. But I don't know, I feel like the sound could have been way better. So probably results may vary, and greatest hits and The Unquestionable Truth. But aside from that, I love all of them. Albert Santos. When will the Q&A with Jerry Rosenthal's voice actor be? Jimmy's voice actor be out? I don't know. I can't really, like, predict it. I don't have it, like, a you know, official date set. When it comes to communication with Jerry, it's kind of sporadic because I talk to him, and occasionally we will have, like, a conversation ongoing for, like, days. You know, like, I'll send him a message, and, like, 2 hours later he'll reply and ask me something, and then we'll have a back and forth over a huge period of time. You know, kind of like we did with emails when he did his like, Peach Show appearance. But I don't fucking know, like, if I were to guess, I'd say somewhere around the first half of 2016. I mean, like, I know that's kind of unpredictable and kind of vague, but it's the best that I can do, because, like I said, it's very spontaneous when he, like, returns and he's like, hey, you know, I can do this now. Because he's a busy guy. I mean, like, he's got a ton of shit going on, and I understand. Hopefully you do as well. Barry MK400. Your favorite story from a video game? Mine is the Grand Theft Auto 4 storyline. I'd say that my favorite storyline from a video game is... God, I don't know. GTA San Andreas. I know I say GTA SA a lot, but I love the game. I love the characters. I love the story. I love everything about it. It's top kick. That's what it is. Are you gonna play something else rather than Bully? Well, I'm thinking about turning SWEGTA 3 into like a Dead Rising channel, because I've looked at Stippo 360 and I'm like, I want to do this, you know? I feel like I could make not identical content, but content similar to that of Stippo. Like I could make maybe machinimas or something in Dead Rising and kind of bring the community together like I did with Bully. Because I feel like at this point, I mean, like my channel is kind of like a communication platform for people, because you see all of these people discussing like, oh, I want this in Bully 2, and then someone jumps in and they're like, yeah, I want this as well. You know, so it's kind of like that. I feel like I could do that with Dead Rising if I really attempted it. But that's probably like the only game I'd play aside from Bully, aside from like maybe GTA or something. But that's neither here nor there now, is it? How is your grandpa? I found it. Wait, I have found a Bully MP mod. Search Bully multiplayer mod and look for link. Yeah, I've made multiple videos covering Bully MP. I'm actually on the team. Not the dev team, but like more the play tester team advisory. You know, I do like occasional work that's not connected to that of the actual in-depth coding process. Like I make backgrounds and logos and shit. But yeah, like I've seen that. My grandfather, I want to say that I feel like a recovery is beyond possible at this point, because he's not really like in a huge amount of pain. Like he's just kind of, you know, confused. Because when I went to visit him, it wasn't really like you had a conversation or any form of communication with him. He was kind of just there and confused. They asked him like, oh, do you want us to, you know, move your pillow or get you something? He's like, 95% of his answers were like either in the style of like, oh, I don't know, or I'll think about it. He never like made up his mind about anything. So it's so obvious at this point that he's not gonna recover and that he's just kind of fading. Which is, it's sad to say, but, you know, to be honest, I'm kind of on the fence of whether or not I prefer him to be confused or in, like, pain, but, you know, aware of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever, I digress, but he's not gonna recover, sadly, and that's fucking awful, but, you know, that's the cycle of life, I suppose. I don't know, I'm not gonna dwell on this anymore. At least like for the Q&A. DX Azuz DX. Make a tutorial on how to play /use/make Machinima Maker mod in Bully. I mean, I've made a part 1, but no one gave a fuck, so I was like, fuck this shit, I'm not doing this. And then I never touched it again. I guess like the demand didn't like meet the supply or something, so I'm probably never gonna attempt that again, sadly. It's not difficult, just get like fraps or something and hit record and move characters. It's basically that. Cautious Young, if you were to make a game, if you were ever in the game of Bully, who would you beat up first? Easter egg confirmed. I know what you mean by Easter egg confirmed, by the way. I would say, I don't know, like, I'm not really a hostile person, that's the thing. But if someone who pisses me off in-game, like, who I could, like, just beat up without any repercussion, I'd say Sheldon, but I don't, you know, I don't hit kids, so I wouldn't know. Fuck it, Sheldon, fuck it, I can make an exception for Sheldon. For all the time I spent redoing everything in Insanity Edition because he beat me up like left and right. Junior Reyes. It's 2016, so do you think that they're working on Bully 2 about now? I have a friend who's like really into the development, you know, of video games, and he's like, You know, Bully 2 is actually in development hell, is what that like he phrased it as, which is essentially like, you know, they're developing Bully, but it's not to the extent wherein it has, you know, gone further than the basic gameplay. You know, when you make a game, you can't just jump into like the storyline. You gotta make the environments and the gameplay elements and the graphics and the sound and everything just thrown in together before you can actually like enhance it and add actual interesting things to it. So I think that's where Bully 2 is stuck, but I don't know. I haven't decided anything in terms of what Bully's state is, because who fucking knows. But if I were to speculate, I'd say that they're not working on Bully 2. They're like planning it and having like brainstorming and kind of being like, oh well, you know, if we are going to do this thing, we gotta have this and that, and this is my idea. You know, so it's kind of like, it hasn't even begun yet, but my friend begs to differ. He like insists that it is in the making, but not in the making to the extent wherein it's like guaranteed, like, we're gonna get Bully 2. Like, it's really vague. Let's see. I love your videos. I made it into a question. That's good. Keep on loving my videos. Make love to me. Andrew Telly. When will the Q&A with Jerry be released? I responded to this. Whatever. Bader Yusuf. Your subs are so active. I know they are. I love them. Well, I mean, like, not all of them. If all of them were like active, or the vast majority, then I'd have like 1,000 comments per video or something. Like, I'd have like 1,000 likes for everything I upload. But since that's not the case, I guess not. But I say like at least like more than half of them are kind of responsive and shit. Darnell, that wasn't a question, by the way. Darnell Westlake, are you ever going to play Saints Row 1 or 2? I've played Saints Row 2 and 3, and fuck the later games. Saints Row 2 is the best one. I have yet to play Saints Row 1, so yeah. Wait, UniQ Anti-Q. I think I pronounced that right. What was the absolute best nostalgia moment in your life? Well, of course, you can name a few if you can't decide just one. And thank you for making the Q&A so often and, well, actually answering stuff. It's appreciated. Well, thank you. I try. I try to, like, respond to every single question because I feel like it's only fair. I know it's like an aside, but I've seen so many big YouTubers be like, Q&A, and they respond to like 20 questions, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Why not just browse your comments section for questions then? Why do you have to like announce it if the odds of someone's question, no matter what the content is like, you know, a numbers game. You gotta be the lucky lottery winner. That's fucking silly. Respond to most, if you, or at least like as many as you can tolerate. At least then I can see like the actual value in it, because like the 20 questions, anyone can fucking respond to 20 questions. You know, a fucking high school test has more questions than fucking 20. Man. Whatever, rant aside. The most nostalgic moment in my life, I'd say, you know, growing up and kind of seeing, you know, YouTube change a lot. That was kind of nostalgic. But aside from that, I mean, like, because you granted me the permission of responding with multiple things I can recall, I'd say that, the memories I have with playing GTA San Andreas with my older brother, those were like the real OG times in my life. Man, that's a fucking excellent game, by the way. People are like, it's old. So what? It's good. Psycho Soldier. Psycho female blowing up my phone line. You need to type that. Okay, I'm not gonna rap. That was a Limp Bizkit reference, by the way. What is your favorite song in the Bully soundtrack? Mine is Norton's boss fight. P.S. Much love. Much love to you too, Psycho. I'd say Defender of the Castle, probably. I can't recall all of them just off the top of my head, despite hearing them a million fucking times when I speedran Bully, but yeah, that one. Mr. Extreme Boy 991. If Bully 2 will ever exist, what would you prefer? A continuation to the main storyline or a different one? a new one. I feel like it's been way too long. You cannot simply, like, unless it's a huge thing like Star Wars or something, you cannot spend so much time away from the storyline and then return and expect people to like resume and continue to explore this story. Like it's and by the way, the ending of Bully like kind of put a lid on the whole thing and just kind of like, you know, ended it. Like, this is the ending. There you go. It was so obvious that it was like the end of the entire story. So yeah, probably not. I'd prefer something new at least. What is the meaning of life? The meaning, like, if you're seriously asking, then I'd say whatever you make of it. Whatever your personality reflects and what your ambitions are, that's the meaning of life. But then again, people can dedicate their lives to whatever. Some people are like, you know, the meaning of my life is to, like, worship God or something. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. For me, at least, like, the meaning of my life is leisure and kind of just enjoying things, you know? Being relaxed and just having fun. That's what the biggest value in life is, for me at least. Like, wealth and all that, I don't see how that's, like, materialism isn't, I'm not a Buddhist, but, like, you know, they're kind of spot on when they say that it's temporary, because it is. You're not gonna be able to, like, surround yourself with, like, wealth forever. You're gonna die. But at least, like, with entertainment, it's temporary, granted, but it's at least, you can at least, like, really get into it. Like, it's pure emotion. That's what I love about having fun. You like fun as well? I like fun. Fun is good. The Lone Joker 6254075. Oh yeah. Do you think Hell should have had the overweight running style and keep the greaser fighting style? I think that, I don't know, I look at Hell and sometimes I'm like, how do you... I'm like, it's kind of like a stereotype that fat people run slow, but, like, generally speaking, most fat people are really slow. But that depends on, like, how fat you are, but I'd say that most people with an overweight issue, to the, like, extent that Hal does, are unable to, like, keep up at the same rate that someone, you know, with like, Ricky's or Peanuts, you know, body style, you know, would be able to. So I'd say that it's kind of like nonsensical to have him be so slow, but then again, if they gave him the overweight running style, he'd like, it'd break his character. I think that they should have implemented some alternative fat running style that are for people that are overweight, but, you know, you don't want to emphasize comedic values. You just want to have, like, yeah, this person's fat and they move like this. I don't know, just add more detail, Rockstar. I know that actually Hat-Trick walks with the fat running style, or fat walking style, rather, but he doesn't run with the fat fighting style. He has, like, the normal running style then. So I guess they could have done something, you know, similar there as well. Sock Sucker. What is Sheldon's fighting style in Insanity Edition? I've never seen it in-game. God, I don't recall either. I think it might be something, who knows, maybe it's a beta fighting style or something. I've seen people use it multiple times, like, look at my new custom fighting style, and they show off, like, Sheldon's moves from Insanity Edition or something. So who knows? I mean, like, there's tons of videos showing off various fighting styles. I'd just say Google, like, Bully fighting style and check it out, because I don't know the name at all. I wish I did, though. It's kind of cool. Ice Cream. Can you release the world.img you're using for Bully Insanity Edition? Lastly, fuck you too, asshole fagoot. I've never been called like a fagoot before, so I guess that's a new one. SWEGTA, official fagoot. I could, but my internet bandwidth is so limited that, like, uploading, how big is it? Like, maybe 2 gigabytes? Yeah, it's fine, whatever. I take back what I said. I'll probably put it up when Insanity Edition is, like, over, officially, when I've completed the game and everything. Tacky Ramirez. When Bully 2 comes out, will you make any videos that may apply to these categories? Anal, chicken, wing, FIFA, free food, non-religious, inspiring, slim, thick, blonde, deodorizing, fitness, educational, extreme, lovable, romantic, trending, love wins, Teddy Long, gambling, futuristic, bully, life-changing, motivational, drama, liberty of speech, feminism, comedy, things I see on the internet, and music. If so, which one? I don't get the question. Like, if Bully 2 comes out, will I make videos related to these topics? If that's the case, then I'll probably make something like, I don't know, maybe like a drama machinima thing, life-changing comedy, shit like that. Probably. Maybe a music video as well. Who knows? Brad Batchelor. Are you going to be doing any more 5 facts on bully characters? Yes, I am. I'm just kind of putting that aside and being like, I'll resume this later. I think I actually have like scripts written for a few characters that I have yet to voice or anything. So, definitely. In due time, my friend. In due time. Sup, SWEGTA. Hello. I'm the guy that drew your character bully style. Do you want me to do another drawing and graphics for your videos? I'll do it for free. Yeah, sure, why not? If I like it enough, then I'll put it on my videos. If not, then I'll occasionally use it if it's good enough. But most of them tend to be. Like, the only time I haven't, like, put out a drawing of me has been, like, when it's obviously, like, you know, it's obviously, like, intentionally bad to the extent where people that don't know the context of the person trying to make it bad would just be confused. So, probably, yeah. Go ahead. Jed Potter. Are there any games this year that you're excited for? By the way, when I read Potter, like, I don't know, my brain was like, the fucking Harry Potter song. But, yeah, that's badass. I like your name. I don't know if I'm excited for anything, really. The things I'm excited for mainly orient around, like, movies and music, you know? I'm not as invested as most people are in terms of video games, but I'd say that, if the rumors are true about, Red Dead 3, then yeah, I'd totally be excited for that. But, like, anything that hasn't been confirmed yet, I'm not really excited for. And I'm not invested in the gaming community at all. You know, most games that are released nowadays are fucking dreadful. Yeah, similar to that of movies, but there are, like, you know, occasionally, like, a hidden gem, like, this is good. So, it all depends on, like, what I find, but most of them look fucking dull and boring and uninspired and meh. Tiegan, be mine. Sure, why not? I've actually had, like, more people ask me, like, be mine, and I'm like, okay. So I guess the entire, like, bully fanbase now owns me, or something to that of nature. Cool dude, 101503. Who's your least favorite prep? I don't know. Probably Justin or something. I don't know. Some character I have no idea about that I find to just be dull and boring. But that's just mainly, like, speaking from ignorance. The Rambo Penguin. Do you like any form of anime? Also, do you remember me from the 2016 livestream? Yeah, I do. I don't like any form of anime, to be honest. I'm not, like, invested in anime at all. I don't mind it. I just don't give a fuck. So, yeah. Stanley Squarepants. Why do my balls smell like wait, let's see if I can pronounce this. Marinara? What? Marinara sauce? I don't know. I'll have to Google that first. I don't know if that was like spelling error or if I'm like unaware of something, but who knows? Voice cracking. Death Drager AQW. W. Do you still have hope for a bully sequel? I don't have high hopes, but I'm open to the possibility, obviously. By the way, fucking Alan Sadaka calling me. Die. I'll set Skype to offline, hold on. Take a sip of my soda. Looks like their priorities are focused on Red Dead and GTA since they are the most popular games from them. Yeah, probably. Like, Rockstar could. This is the thing that I like about them, is that they could, pump out the same game over and fucking over again. Which they kinda do, but like, with spaces of time in between to kind of get people more excited and feel refreshed. But they could do what whoever makes COD do all the time, and just, here's COD number 529, but they don't, which is what I like about them. So if they were to like announce GTA, I'd be excited for that as well, but like Bully 2, then I'd be mainly like excited for my channel, because I see a lot of potential for videos, because it's like a whole new ground of videos. I could just play the game, then I could do tutorials, I could do modding, I could do, multiplayer if that's a thing, and all these different things. It'd be like a gold mine of entertainment. So probably that. I'm open for anything. Like, unless it's fucking, whatever. DogLol12. Who's your most hated character in Bully? Sheldon. He sucks. Wait, Kynan McCarthy. When did you get Bully? I think it was 2006, the winter of 2006. It was Christmas. And, I don't know, I told, I think I told my mom or someone, like, I like this game, and they were like, no wait, I told them that, like, Rockstar were, like, a really good company, and they kind of kept their eyes open for any, like, new releases, so they got me Bully. I never had, like, any plans of playing it, actually. When I got it, at first, I was like, is this GTA? And then I was like, oh, it's Bully. I don't know. But then when I played it, it was fucking awesome. Loved it. It's probably 2006. LDTV. The artwork reminds me of a show called Recess. I think he's referring to like the thumbnail of this video. Well, here's my questions. How do you have the artwork in the background of your videos of Bully? Fucking Steam. I'm asking since I started following you back in 2004 or 2014. What do you mean by like, artwork in the background of my videos? Oh, you mean like the thing in like, God, I don't have, oh, you mean, hold on, I can show you. I can show you the world. He means this one. I don't recall exactly, I think I found it on Google. You can just search for like Bully wallpaper and download it. I don't think there's a 920 by 1080p version though, so you're gonna have to like stretch it out to fit your monitor, but yeah. I think that's where I found it. And I know that Rockstar like have put out their at least like the artists for Rockstar have like put out their templates and shit. Well, not templates, but like, work in progress. Let's see. Star Shark Gaming. Are you going to make Vercetti Stories Part 3? Tommy is my favorite GTA character. I don't know. I've looked at Vercetti Stories and I'm like, this has potential. I should continue this. Because I'm building like a bridge between Bully and old school GTA, and people seem to dig it, and I like it. Because I feel like Vercetti Stories has like its own tone to it, it's colorful and kind of mafioso and shit. But I don't know, I don't have any plans, but I want to. I just don't have any ideas, that's the thing. I haven't attempted and failed, I've just kind of been like, meh. I could do it, it'd be cool, but I'm not gonna, because laziness. Absurd Burger, that's absurd. I think it's profile pack, yeah, it is a burger. Planning on doing any more live streams? Oh yeah. I don't have any specific in mind now, but yeah, totally, I'm open to anything. I can do like, a 10,000 subscriber live stream special extravaganza thing. So sure, why not? Billy Bob Barbecue. I like that name. How many sausages can you shove in your butthole? It depends. Like, what type of sausages? Are you talking about, like just a wiener or something? No, because then, like, I don't know. I don't know much about, like, the human anatomy of the anus. But I guess, maybe, before, like, I ruptured my colon or something, maybe 50 fucking 10? Who knows? I've never, like, tried and failed. Except for that one time. Do you like chicken tenders? Yeah, they're cool. I'm actually not a big fan of chicken nuggets, if that's what you're asking. I feel like chicken nuggets it's so dull. That's the thing. I don't know. Whatever. It's contradictory to my joke I made, but still. Max New 14. Alright, so my question was, can you mod Bully Scholarship Edition from Steam? I think so. People keep asking me this. I don't know. I haven't, like, tried and failed. I just... I don't know. I use my Steam version as, like, a vanilla version of the game that I can just, you know, play casually. Because sometimes, like, I put on, like, a long-ass video, like a Q&A in this style, and I just listen, and I just turn off the game sound and just play through the game storyline for, like, 2 hours, and then... you know, that's it. So that's kind of what I use the Steam version for. So I've never, like, modded it, but I think you can. There shouldn't be any differences. Just find the Bully directory and alter a file, and then you've modded the game. Let's see. Maggie Velasco. Do you ship anyone in Bully? I don't know what the fuck ship means. Is it like, do you like anything? Because I guess I like Jimmy Hopkins. He's cool. Pedro B. What are your favorite chicken tendies? I'd say if I were to, like, have, like, a chicken nugget thing, like, that I want, then I'd say, like, you know, well done and with, like, a barbecue sauce or something. Who knows? I don't eat them that often. I don't think I've actually had chicken nuggets in, like, for like 5 years or something. Mr. Dog 050. Do you play COD? No. And fuck your multiple questions. You know the rules. Can you mention me in the video while I eat your chicken tendies that you eated last year? Sure, why not? William Nyman. What is your favorite noodle smock? What? Oh, he's asking me what my favorite, like, flavor for noodles are. I'd probably say chicken. Probably. Yeah, chicken, bitch. Luke Loader. I love your country's firearms, sir. Also, do you have any secret projects in the works? I have a few that are like in the making, and a few that are really close to, like, you know, getting finished. I just have to, like, polish them and make sure that they're as good as I can make them. But yeah, quite a few. So expect good stuff in 2016. Will you ever do count? Yeah, I've pretty much, like, responded to this. I think I did. Pinus Studios. By the way, if I skip I know some people are like, fuck you, you skipped my question. It's like, well, I already responded to, like, a question almost identical to that of your question, so why should I invest more time in the same fucking thing? Whatever. No offense. Pinus Studios. So why did you stop making Jimmy Goes to School and Undead? Undead, I felt like the voice actors were too, like, unpredictable to work with. Not all of them, like, most of them were really cool, but a few of them were, like, you know, they disappear off the face of the fucking earth for, like, a couple of months, and then they return spontaneously and are like, oh, here are my lines, and then I'm like, oh, thanks, I guess. You know, and I underestimated the project, because I basically just brought on people that I didn't really, like, check with if they were gonna be reliable. But yeah, I mean, like, that's why I stopped making Undead. I stopped making Jimmy Goes to School because I got bored of making it. I don't have any, like, invested interest in making it anymore. Like, I actually checked it out. I saw, like, the Jimmy Goes to School, like, episode 1 to 5, I think it was, like, you know, back to forth. And I can see why people like it, because it's so loud and obnoxious and absurd. But I don't have, like, any interest in it at this point. I've outgrown it. But who knows? I've thought about dubbing Bully again, but... Luigi... not W... 008. What is your favorite faction in Bully? Probably... Like, the most colorful are probably, like, the nerds. But maybe bullies or something. Who knows? Yeah. Rebel Titan Znash. What's your favorite game franchise? I'd say GTA. If you asked me a few years ago, I would have said Dead Rising, but like, anything beyond Dead Rising 1 and 2 is just completely fucking awful. You know, like, mediocre at best. So, GTA, totally, because that, like, rarely ever fails to deliver. Outside of, like, maybe, like, Chinatown Wars or something. V-Jokers, 3013. SWEGTA, bro, what is it with people having numbers in their names? Because, like, when I made my accounts on YouTube, because I got banned for copyright in the past, I never, like, had numbers, because I'm like, how the fuck are people gonna remember me? Like, what's gonna make them remember, like, SWEGTA 759205, aside from, like, anything else? I don't know, it's not a bad username, I just, like, wonder, is there any specific meaning behind the numbers or something? I know Donald Duck's license plate says 313, so maybe that's it. SWEGTA, bro, will you ever make more facts videos? Yes, I will. I just haven't gotten to them. Do you think clowns are fucking scary? Yeah, I think they are. I don't think they're scary, I just think they're fucking annoying. I don't see how anyone can find them to be entertaining, aside from maybe, like, you know, acrobatic, you know, tricks that they perform or something. Because they're so obnoxious, loud, and just ugly and unlikable. Fucking clowns. They suck. Real Mako. Did I skip anything? No. Real Mako 1. Do you want... Because I know, like, if I accidentally skip someone, they're gonna be like... and be, like, really offended. So I gotta walk on eggshells. Real Mako 1. Do you watch football, soccer, and what team do you support? I know that The Amazing Atheist lost, like, 7,000 subscribers or something when he said that soccer was lame. So I'm gonna be careful and say that I am not invested in soccer. Or football, or whatever the hell you call it. That's it. I just, I don't find it to be, like, fun to watch at all. I prefer, like, anything else, like hockey or something, but, yeah. Hoxton, VGPI. Who is Winchester GTA? I saw him in Jimmy Goes to School. P.S. I subbed you. Wait, I subbed. You are my favorite YouTuber. Thank you. Winchester actually still lives in the same building as me. Or same house, rather. He's my half younger brother. And at the time of making Jimmy Goes to School, he was like, kind of like, oh, what are you up to? And I was like, oh, I'm dubbing this shit. And he told me, like, oh, can I join in? So that's who Winchester GTA is. He actually, like, fucked up and lost his password to his account, like, numerous of times. So, if not for that, you would have probably seen way more of him. But, since that's not the case, fuck him. I know people actually, like, occasionally... On one of my other accounts, I put up a video of him, like, accidentally breaking an NES. And someone were like, damn, Winchester has, like, changed. I know that he's also, like, featured in an Instagram photo I have. So, I guess people still give a fuck about him, but you're probably never gonna see or hear from him ever again, outside of, like, maybe an occasional appearance he makes in the background of my photos or something. Can I be your legs? Asks Eugene... Let's see, I don't want to fuck up his name. Eugene Klobistov. Sure, why not? Now I wanna be your leg. Devil Killer. SWEGTA, what is up? Wait, why do you kill Satan? Stop it. Satan hasn't done anything. SWEGTA, what is your favorite game you've ever played? GTA SA. I know I've said it numerous times, but I love it. I love it. Aaron Ramadani, who asks, like, the pressing question, do you fap a lot? I mean, like, that depends on, like, how you define a lot in this context, or, like, what your standard for a lot of fapping is. Fucking, like, it varies. Like, I'd say that on average, maybe, like, 2-3 times a week at best. I'm not very, like, you know, sexually active in terms of masturbation, so, yeah. Because I don't like dealing with the fucking aftermath. And I feel like it's... Occasionally, like... I'll think about, like, human nature. Like, not during it, but, like, you know, overall. And I'll be like, you know, human beings are kind of fucking dumb. Like, the shit we do in private are kind of stupid. Whatever. digression aside, Donnie Galante. What happened to Bullworthless? It fucking failed. I made a couple of episodes, and it was like heavily and obviously inspired by Breaking Bad and a few other shows, and it was fun to work on, but like I never bothered beyond that, you know? Like the concept's kind of interesting, having like, you know, bully characters in an alternate version of events, wherein they're not, you know, like they would be in the academy. They're actually like all outside of the academy, and they, you know, befriend one another outside of like cliques. And I like the concept, and I had like a fuck ton of fun making it, but as a show, when I watched it, I was like, this is so dull. You know, voice acting, I should have gone with it. I really should have. Because maybe then it'd still be around. Like I'd still make episodes to this day. But since that's not the case, no. Super Dino Games, are you Swedish? Yes, I am. And I'm proud of it. I actually don't give a fuck about like patriotism. I think patriotism is stupid. Because it's like, you know, I was born within this like region of the planet, and therefore I am like above others because I'm like fond of my, you know, region of origin or some shit. It's pretentious bullshit. I mean, like I can get it if like you enjoy, you know, the place you live in because it's a good place. That's understandable. But just like being Swedish, I'm not proud of that since I have a lot of issues with Sweden. But overall, it's okay, I guess. That wasn't your question, but I just kind of injected that. The Berserk Raccoon. I like that name. So do you have like a large channel or something? Because I feel like that's, 20 so. I expected it to be like way bigger because it feels like that's like a brand or something. Whatever. It could easily be like a video game company. So you won't make a you're gonna piss me off now. So you won't make a multiplayer mod anymore. GG, you gave me hopes. Alright, let me just clarify, because people ask me time and time and fucking again, and this is no offense to you, Raccoon. This is just me clarifying, because I've been asked this so many fucking times. I don't make Bully 2. I make videos covering it, but that's about it. You know, the like inside process I have into it is like, you know, I'll test it or something. I'll find glitches that they have to fix. I'll, you know, make a menu wallpaper. I'll give them advice in terms of like the overall design or any kind of decisions they have in the creation process. That's kind of it. So it's not like I'm just holding back. I'm like I could make this mod, but I'm just not gonna. That's not it at all. The only kind of input I have is like an advisory role. But outside of that, I have nothing. I have nothing, I lose, good day, sir. But the point is that I don't get why people ask me like, it's cancelled. It's like, no. Go to bullymp.com and you'll see. The first thing you notice, one of the first things you'll notice, it's that it says it's in the making. And that it'll be done like 2016. Like somewhere around like the early parts of 2016. So, I don't know like where you got this information, but it's inaccurate and wrong. So, thank you for your question, but you're wrong, and I hope I clarified and that you didn't like get pissed off or something. Because that wasn't my intention. Xbox Beats, how many times have you completed Bully? Probably at least like 20 times, considering like the times I've attempted speedrunning it, which I don't do much anymore, but probably 20. But like, that's considering the fact that like I got it for a PS2, then when Scholarship Edition came out for Xbox, I got that, and then, you know, my Xbox account like fucked up or something, so I had to make a new one, and then I completed it again, and then I moved to PC, and then I moved to another PC, and then I, you know, reinstalled the game, and then I did speedruns, and a shit ton of stuff, so probably like at least 20 times. People are probably like, whoa, that's a lot, but like, it's a short game, you know, you can probably complete it under like 3 hours or something. If you only do missions, that is. Rexy, hey, I love your vids. Hey, I love you. Do you think Bully 2 is coming? If so, who do you think will stay and who do you think will go? If you don't answer me, I'll kick you in the kneecap. Is that a Sheldon reference? Because if it is, I love you. I don't know if I haven't made up my mind if I think Bully 2 is coming. I'm open to any possibility, like I've said. And who I think will stay. I guess these are two questions, but whatever. I'll make an exception because it's formatted as one for this one time. I'd say that probably maybe Jimmy Hopkins would make a slight cameo in an episode or something, an episode mission or something. Maybe like in the background. It kind of like Claude Speed in GTA San Andreas or something. Who knows? Hugo Franson, would you like a better fighting style in Bully 2 than it was in the first game? A better fighting style? Yeah, sure, why not? If you mean like fighting mechanics, then I like a bigger like difficulty, you know, a bigger challenge, something that actually doesn't rely on you spamming X at like certain intervals. Tricky Yawa, when is bullshit release date? Who knows? There's no official date yet. TSN. Oh my god, there's actually a person who asked me something on this thing mid Q&A. So who knows? Maybe I'm not gonna respond because it's too late to apologize. TSN, would you rather have Iron Man stick his 8-inch metal cock up your ass and then he comes a powerful laser beam shoots out of his dick hole into your ass along with Spider-Man squirting his webs in your face, or have a 17 chicken tendies up your ass personally shoved in at a time by Big Smoke? God, comma, dude. By Big Smoke while Ryder has his dick in your mouth singing the chicken tendy theme song? I mean, I guess the latter rather than the former, because at least then I get to live. You know, Iron Man shooting a laser inside of your ass is probably gonna kill you. Then again, I haven't seen any Iron Man film. I think I saw one, but it sucked ass. Have you seen an Alien, please? Yes, I have, boss. I cannot do the filthy Frank voice. Hold on. Bows. No, I can't. Crazy Boy ABK17. What is your favorite bully click? It is probably bullies. I think I responded to this. Yeah, I did. Lord Ludicrous. What video game consoles do you own or have owned? I don't know if I've owned this, but I've shared a PS2, a Wii, a GameCube, but I don't own those. I've also shared a like compact shitty version of the PS2, which was fucking terrible and broke. But that wasn't mine either. I mean, like I have a JTAG'd 360. I have a normal 360. I have a broken old 360 from like 2006. Or whenever the hell 360 came out. I don't know, I guess PC counts as some kind of like platform, so sure, why not? Those. I have those. Maybe phones actually count as consoles now, or like video game platforms, since you can play a fuck ton of games on them. So I guess my phone as well. I don't know the model name though. Do you know how to play any musical instrument? Yes, I know. God, I want to bring it over, but it's like under a thing, so I don't want to fucking do that. But I know how to play the bass. The electric bass, that is. Not one of those old school things. I was asked by Ivo Colo, I think. Cameron Magnusson. SWEGTA, when's the last time you got ahead? Must have been like maybe between July and September last year. I'm not very like active within the dating community or whatever, so probably then. Dark Laser 456. Whatever happened to the voice of Jimmy Hopkins Q&A? I mean, like, that's in the planning. I think I made an update video recently covering this, but I might be wrong. Joe, do you still live with your parents, or Joey J? I don't live with my parents. I do live with my siblings, though. That being my aunt, her husband, and my half younger brother, and previously a couple of my cousins, but no longer. Melanie Webb. Sorry. Do you like Sheldon in Insanity? No, I don't like him. He's a fucking awful human being. I hope he dies. Mickey Mouse. Does it remind you of your father? Yes, it does. He needs to come to terms with the issues he has with his father. It's the only way. Boss MLG. 1245888GH. What gang would you be in Bully? I'd probably be non-click, because then the odds of someone picking on me are significantly less than that of if I were to be like, you know, a nerd or you know, maybe being a bully is actually kind of good in the long run, because at least then like you're kind of outside of the circle, you know. You kind of occasionally poke in and beat up someone, but like most cliques don't really fuck with the bullies. Huh. Never really thought about that. Yeah, fuck bully, I guess. I don't like bullying, but at least like for survival, maybe. You're considering that like it's a game wherein like people get beat up constantly and shit, so. YouTuber Yuma, what do you think of Mixweg, a ship name for you and Mick Mouse? I don't know what the fuck ship means, I gotta Google that. Fine, why not? You can call me that, whatever you want. If you want to call... Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Saw 88. By the way, that's a Spin Doctors reference. Saw 88. Is there any... By the way, you've been around for ages. Is there any way I can contact you? Well, this is a fine format, but if you want to contact me, like, privately, you can do so via Steam or, you know, email or private message on YouTube, or just like a comment or something. Who knows? The possibilities are endless. Sinister Guy, don't you find it weird that there are way more comments than likes? Not really. You know, likes are kind of like a, you know, they're representative of the reception of the video. You know, if people like it, then they're like, yeah, you know, this is good. That's why 29 people on this video are like, yeah, this is good, SWEGTA. And one person's like, this fucking sucks. How dare you communicate with people through a Q&A format. But that's kind of like why there are so few likes on this video. But if you look at like Insanity Edition, I think there's more likes than comments. So it's kind of dependent on what the content is and how people, you know, perceive it and what their general reception is. So I'd say that like that's kind of the reasoning behind that. So it's not really odd, it's kind of like to be expected. But who knows? Let's see. Loompa, how much do you weigh in kilograms? 5,000. I actually weigh a ton. Or like 5 tons. Zakifier, as a child, what was your favorite game? It was, I think, probably, maybe GTA SA, who knows? Or Dead Rising, either one of those. But yeah, having that said, thank you all for tuning into the Q&A, I hope you guys liked it. I think I actually received over 100 questions. That is excluding, like, any, you know, questions that, like, people left in, you know, multiple, like, you know, here's question 1 to 7. So thank you all for leaving your questions, this was really fun. I'll continue doing this on a monthly basis, hopefully, and I feel like this could turn into a show, hopefully. And by the way, if there are any like graphic designers or anything out there and you want to make like a new overlay for you know, these types of videos where you can see the screen and you can, you know, kind of have this thing going on visually, then feel free to contact me via my email. You can find it on my about page on my channel. Having that said, thank you all for watching, and I love you. Take care. Live on tape, bitch.